Be confident, be bold, be authentic, but don't forget to take action. This is Ordinary to Badass, where our stories empower women to step into the spotlight of their own lives and pursue what they're truly passionate about. It's time to step into the arena and become more than just extraordinary. It's time to become a badass with your host, Marie Sonneman.
Welcome to Ordinary to Badass, episode number 270. In this episode, I'm going to share 3 reasons why Janelle Anderson is so badass. Now, Janelle is a speaker, an author, and a confidence coach. If you didn't catch last episode, you want to go listen to that one. She went through so much hardship, so much trauma, but she's really a trailblazer. She really paved her own way, and I love that. So go back and listen to that. If you're short on time, here's 3 reasons why Janelle Anderson is so badass. Welcome to Ordinary to Badass. Whether you're ordinary or badass, I am so glad you're here. So today, I'm going to share 3 reasons why Janelle Anderson is so badass. So if you missed the last episode, you're going to want to listen to it. It was so good, all about confidence. But today, we're going to get into the 3 reasons why Janelle is so badass. And yeah, you're going to love it. It was so good. So the first reason Janelle is so badass is because she let her struggles shape her. Now, struggles are not easy. And you know what? They can shape you in a good way, or they can shape you in a bad way, or they can shape you in a way that helps you, or in a way that hurts you. So Janelle talked about being a rape victim and the survivor of being trafficked and all of this crazy stuff that happened in her past that wasn't her fault. But she sure as heck put the blame on herself. She felt a lot of shame about what happened and thought it said something about her. And so it was hard for her. And she talked about how her confidence was really low and she just didn't believe in herself because she thought it was her fault that those things happened. And then at a certain point, I almost said a certain point, my lisp came out. And then at a certain point, she realized, like, wait, I have been through this. I am a rape victim survivor. I was trafficked and I survived it and I spoke up and I got out of it. And so she made a change. She let those things be like, oh yeah, like I'm a badass. I got this. And yeah, it took time. It took years, but she got there. She never gave up, even when it was freaking hard. Even she said once she got out of those situations, it was still a lot to work with. And she tried to like shut down her emotions so she couldn't feel that pain and tried to ignore her past. But eventually she let her struggles shape her in a way that helped her for her future. She told herself a different story. What stories are you telling yourself that aren't helping you? Now, in the last episode, Janelle went through a process that she goes through, like 4 steps she takes to get rid of negative thinking and those negative thought processes and what she does. So if you missed that, go back and give it a listen, because we often don't give our thoughts a second thought, which sounds funny, but we think just because we think something that it must be true. And that's not true, not at all. So there are ways we can shape our thinking or change our thinking, or we can't always control the first thought that comes to our head, but we can control what happens after that, right? So go back, listen to her 4-step process, what she says on how you can change your thoughts to give you more confidence, or how those negative things that keep popping up and they bring you down, really. And she said she had that all the time, especially after she was raped. And then it got worse after she was the victim of trafficking. And so she had those negative thoughts. She had those beliefs about herself. And yet she was able to change her life. And she now gets on stages. And in January, she wrote a book. And she talks about this very thing. So, man, it probably, especially the first time she did it, wasn't easy to talk about, right? But she let it help other people. And we'll get to that in a little bit. But she definitely let her struggle shape her in a way that was positive, in a way that helped her moving forward, in a way that felt badass. So maybe make a list of your struggles. What are some hard things that you've been through? And yet you're still here. You're still alive. And we talked in the last episode a little bit about like when Rebecca Kordecki was on the show and how she came up with her wall of badassery and writing down all of the badass things she had done to remind her, like, yeah, I'm a badass. I've overcome all these things. Even if you feel like you didn't overcome it perfectly, it doesn't matter. Nothing's ever overcome perfectly, right? But you still have been through it. You're still here. You're still standing. And that's what matters. Is like, it didn't take you out. It didn't take you down. And yeah, maybe you were down for a while, but you got back up. You're still here. So I think that that was a great reminder that Janelle talked about, was you are still here. You still have a plan. There's still something for you. So yeah, write down those struggles, look at them, and then look at, instead of like how hard they were or the bad things that came from it or what you told yourself, what is something else that could be true? Or if you were looking at it for your best friend, what would you tell your best friend was true about that? All right. Next, number 2, the second reason why Janelle Anderson is so badass is because of how she changed her life at 50. Such a great reminder. It is not too late. It is rarely too late. I'd like to say it's never too late, but if you're dead, then maybe it's too late. But it is rarely too late. Too often we put these time parameters on things. I'm too young. I'm too old. When this happens, then I'll do that. Just start now. So after 50 years old, Janelle, like that 50 years old, that's when Janelle's badassery started kicking in. She's like, wait a minute. I have wasted so many years not doing the things that I want to do. I've wasted so many years telling myself these negative stories, having these limiting beliefs about myself or these negative beliefs about myself. And she was like, no stinking more. So then at 50 years old is when she started telling her friends her stories, started telling her friends what happened. Most of her friends did not know that she had been trafficked or that she was a survivor victim, or words are hard, but she was a survivor of rape, right? Her friends didn't know she'd survived those hard things. And so she started telling them a little bit about it. And then she started her business. And her business is helping other women gain confidence and get over imposter syndrome. If you don't know what imposter syndrome, it's like that feeling of not enoughness or feeling like you're not qualified to do something. You are qualified. You are qualified because you are here. That is how I know that you are qualified. That's how you should know that you're qualified. You were put on this earth to do something. And I don't care if you start at 6 years old, at 16 or 61, it does not matter. Start. And you can start a business out of it, but you don't have to. Maybe you just do something, volunteer, right? You could volunteer at a women's shelter or a domestic violence shelter. There are different places that your resources, that your help, that your knowledge can be used. So you don't have to start your business. You could. That's one cool thing, start a business. Another cool thing, fine, start volunteering, right? How can you help other people that are going through the same thing that you went through? And how can you make a change now? I think it starts to come down to, what do I want? Feels a little scary sometimes saying, what do I want? Because what if it doesn't happen? but you're never going to get it if you don't start trying, if you don't start taking teeny tiny steps. You can take a leap if you want to, but for a lot of us, it feels hard. It feels intimidating. So like maybe all you can muster is one step. I don't care if it's one step a day, one step a month, just keep taking a step. You can do hard things. Again, your age does not matter. So how are you letting your age limit you? What stories are you telling yourself about what you can do or what you can't do based on your age? Now, if you think you are too old to do something that you've always wanted to do, well, you know what? Chances are there's somebody else out there in this world that is your age that has done that thing. And if they have done it, then you sure as heck can too. And if you're feeling that doubt, maybe you start looking for that person. Maybe you start looking for on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook. You start looking for somebody who has done that thing and was in a similar situation as you. Then guess what? You can always reach out to them. You would be surprised at how many people are really willing to help. If you are truly struggling and you're ready to take action, people are there to help. But nobody can help if they don't know that you need the help, or they don't know that you have questions. They can't answer the questions necessarily if they don't know that you have the questions. So look at your life. Look where your age is limiting you, where you're keeping it is a limiting factor and for not doing something. And then, you know what? You don't have to know the whole way. You don't have to know the whole path there. Just look at what's the first step. What's the first step you can do? And maybe that is looking at YouTube or Instagram and social media in general and looking for somebody else and seeing if somebody else has overcome something and was in a similar situation as you. Because when you see that, then that's encouraging, right? You realize, oh man, if she can do it, I can do it. It might be hard, but I can get there. And you start surrounding yourself. You start giving yourself a support system to help you. People that you can go to. And I know that Janelle talked about that too, right? About having people she could go to, people she could ask for help. She even asked her friends, okay, can you tell me like 5 characteristics about myself, 5 traits, 5 things that you think define me? And you know what? She heard back from her friends, you're a trailblazer. You're a trailblazer. What? She hadn't realized it. She's like, why do they call me a trailblazer? So you could do that same thing. You could reach out to your friends. Do it to friends that are supportive and loving, family that's supportive and loving. If somebody's just going to be negative or shoot you down, be a total jerk, nope. X them out. We don't need people that are rude or going to be mean or shoot down our dreams, right? But reach out to those people and ask them, hey, how would you describe me? Or is there 5 traits maybe that you would say describe me? And even as Janelle did, she created a vision board. And that was pretty badass too. She created a vision board. Once her friends told her the traits, she created a vision board and put all those words on there, right? And to remind her like, oh my gosh, like you are a trailblazer. And then whenever your confidence gets down, when you're feeling a little, I feel like crap today, this is a rough day. Okay. Then you go look at your trailblazer board or your wall of badassery, right? And that can encourage you, that can propel you to move forward on days when you don't feel like it. And you can borrow that courage from your friends and your family, the people who told you those nice things about you. You can, I'm sure you got confidence from it, or they saw different things in you that you didn't see in yourself. So then you can take that and review that and then apply it, borrow their confidence in you if you need to. All right. Third reason why Janelle Anderson is so badass is because of how her actions inspired others. Now, I feel like I've kind of hit on this a couple times in this episode already, but it is worth addressing because it's so important. At 50, Janelle just took action. She just hit the ground running and started her business. And now she's an author and she's done all the things. And she just went for it, right? And you know what happens when you start taking action? Often it gives other people permission to start taking action, to start following their dreams, to start doing the things that they've always wanted to do. And that's fun. That's freaking fun. Like, you don't have to start telling them to do it, but they just see you and they're like, oh man, that wasn't like her before. I didn't see her doing those things in the past. And then again, if they're your friends, if they're your family, they're like, oh, I think I can do that. Or in Janelle's case, even, she started a business. So she's sharing with people her journey and the stuff she went through. And then just by doing that, it helped her, or it helped other people to start making changes, because action inspires action. And you can inspire that in the people around you just by taking care of your own business, just by taking care of yourself. What are you not taking action on? Heck, what are you taking action on? Is it the things you want to be taking action on? Are they things that bring you joy, that light you up? Or are you taking action on watching TV? And there's a million other things we could list there, but just look at what you're taking action on and if that really aligns with what you want to be doing, or if that aligns with your values or your end goal. I think that's important that we reflect on those things. So here's the other cool thing about Janelle changing and Janelle telling her story, is because it's so powerful to start telling your story to other women, to let other women actually hear what you went through. But it's not just about other people, it's about you, right? Sometimes we have the shame, we have this embarrassment, and it's deep rooted. And I think Janelle's was rooted from like when she was 21 or whatever age she said she went to that bar with her friend, and then she ended up getting raped. But it's deep rooted in us. And so telling a story, especially something that has held so much shame and embarrassment, then that brings it to light. Brene Brown talks a lot about this. Like, we feel shame when we keep things hidden, when we keep things secret. But when you start letting it out, you realize, wait a minute, other people have been through this too. I am not the only one. Maybe you realize this was not my fault. I didn't do anything wrong. It was them. So it takes courage. And I'm not saying like you need to go start a business. You need to go start doing a TEDx speech or speaking on stages, telling the world. You don't. If that's your calling, if that's what you want to do, cool, go do it. But if that's not your jam, that's fine. Maybe you start with telling a therapist. Go to therapy, tell them what's going on. Or if you're scared to do that, start with a friend, like somebody you trust, again, somebody that's loving and is going to support you. So tell them your story, tell them what happened. It's hard being vulnerable. I can tell you, I'm not great at it, always a work in progress. But once you are vulnerable, especially something that you feel so much shame about, then it helps bring it to light. It helps kind of ease some of your pain and not be so like pushed down. You don't deserve to feel ashamed all the time. Oftentimes it's really not anything big, but we build it up to be so dang big in our head. So let it come to light, let it come out. And then that's going to ease some of the pressure. That's going to ease some of the shame, because you're just telling people about it. Again, don't go around telling everybody. Don't tell people who are going to make you feel worse about yourself. Tell loving, supporting friends and family. And if you don't have that, then maybe look to go into therapy. As you know, I'm a fan of therapy. I think that it's super helpful for clearing out any old baggage and being able to move forward. So let's do a quick recap. 3 reasons why Janelle Anderson is so badass. First, she let her struggles shape her. Second is her life after 50. And third is for how she changed and how she helped others. So I'm going to say again, for the people in the back, even though I've said it before and you probably are tired of it, if you liked Janelle's episode, take a screenshot of it, throw it on social media and tag me at Ordinary to Badass and tag Janelle. I want to let her know, let's let her know what an impact that she is having on you. Her sharing her story was not easy. I'm sure it gets a little bit better each time, but it's still being vulnerable. It's still sharing with us the hardships that she's been through. So I think Janelle said that she's on Facebook only, like Emerging Life Coaching is her Facebook page. So find her on Facebook, let her know, or throw it in your stories. Tag me at Ordinary to Badass. Let us know how the episode impacted you. And with that, we'll end our show. To all the badass women out there staying in the arena, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, own it and get after it.
Now that you've listened to this episode of Ordinary to Badass, we want to hear from you. Go to our website, ordinarytobadass.com/podcast, and submit your own experience on how you took your life from ordinary to badass and get the chance to be on a future spotlight episode of the show. That's ordinarytobadass.com/podcast. While you're waiting for the next episode of the show, wipe off the sweat, dust off the dirt, and get back in the arena.